Hi everyone, welcome back to this week Weekly Market Update. So let's cut it short. It's a long weekend. Hopefully you enjoy your long weekend as well. So let's see what happened to the market on last Thursday closing and then things to watch out for this coming week. So before I proceed, remember to share my Facebook page as well. Remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube link as well. So let's see on last Thursday, we can see that the US stocks actually slide, close rate as you can see from the right side. US actually dropped 0.25%, S&P was down 1.19%, and then Nasdaq also dropped the most, almost 2%, more than 2% on last Thursday itself. Three major index dropped ahead of the Good Friday holiday. So usually we thought that the market will be tend to be at the green zone when it comes to the long holiday because people will cut their positions, right? So, however, the market turns at the negative territories, I guess mainly is due to the bond, all right? The bond continue to go higher. So we are looking at target at 3% subsequently after it break above the 2 point something percent that we have went through last week, correct? So we know that what happened on last week is mainly due to the earnings, the kickoff of the first earnings seasons for Q1, starting from the bank stock itself. So on Wednesday itself, we know that JP Morgan didn't really perform well. But however, for Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs is doing very well for those wealthy customer. However, the closing on that both shares doesn't seem well on Thursday night itself. We will look into the chart later as well. But one thing that actually caught my attention, which I pay attention, is actually this Delta airline. Why? Because that we know that the travel start to begin. Everyone start to buy air ticket, right? It will definitely boost the revenue. But one concern that we are worried is on the high price of the crude oil. All right, you need oil to fry. Am I right to say? But it seems like from the report itself, the revenue that came in for people who wanted to fly can cover this high cost of crude oil expenses. All right, and it bring good news to the remaining upcoming airline as well. So just take note if you're holding any airline, hopefully they are performing well, like what Delta Airline do. But do take note, I think the forecast right is actually been lowered previously by the analysts is because we know that we are actually starting off the recession soon. We are at an inflation rate. Inflation rate will definitely go higher. Why? Because oil price is at a high side. All right, oil price is $100 per barrel, more than that. That's why inflation will definitely kick in. And right now, last week I think the PMI or whichever I, all right, I can't remember, actually post even stronger data. These give, I think, the Fed the excuse to hike 50 basis point on the next meeting in May. All right, so this is what happened. So for tech stock, it's not the one that performing well. Last week it dropped almost 2.14%. So a lot of tech stock we will be looking at it. A couple of counters just to take note is breaking the support. All right, pay attention. I'm coming to this chart later. All right, so for this week earnings report, just take note. Few big counter continue start with Bank of America, continue another bank. After that is actually the technology. Why I say Netflix, all right, IBM, this big company, Tesla is interesting right now, right? Because it break below the $1,000 mark. And what happened to Elon Musk? He want to buy Twitter. All right, we come to that later. I'll come to that story later. So a lot of big news actually coming out on this coming Thursday as well. United Airlines. So like I say, hopefully it will the spill milk from overspilled milk from Delta Airline to United Airline as well. So if you are holding, just be aware on that counter as well. All right. So next thing, market could stay choppy as fear about the Fed overshadowed the earnings news. So no one pay attention to the earnings? I don't think so. It somehow still affect the market after all. So guidance is going to continue to be poor. Like I say, estimations can lower down to make it seems good, but where the company is actually making money, this is another topic for you to find out, right? Okay, so take notes. This is what happened. Yeah, I think it's the PMI release is good lah. All right. So all right, let's see what happened on this Twitter. Twitter is interesting. Starting we know that Elon Musk buy Twitter shares, Twitter shut up. Elon Musk announced that want to buy over the company. It kept up by close below. All right, why? Because it offered 43 billion is not what Twitter is looking at. I think they are looking at 70 billion previously. I think it's years back. All right. So this 43 billion is somehow not enough, not sufficient. But in order to prevent Elon Musk to buy more Twitter shares from the open market, I think Twitter kick off with this poison pills, all right, poison pills plan. So you can go read up. It's something related to that. The shareholder of the Twitters will buy up the shares or anything related to them. All right, adopt a limited duration shareholder right plans. So sorry, it's just to hike up the price of, I don't know, maybe of Twitter shares, so that it's hard for Elon Musk to buy over. You guys can go and Google. All right, what is poison pills? I think it's hardly come out, but it does really explain. All right, in those Investopedia. So highly speculated. So if you want to be at the safe side, just stay away of this kind of noise lah. All right, so this is what happened on last week. So coming week, let's take a look at Dow Jones Charge. All right, start off with the indices. Dow Jones, you see, this is from February. Correct not? Mentioned 35,000. Need to break. All right, this is day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since I mentioned, didn't break above, and it's been resisted by this moving average, which is the 100-day moving average. So it's well resisted. I was watching it closely on last Thursday. The market went higher. I thought there's chance to close, but I didn't. It gave me some opportunity to short. If you triggered, I mean, if you have been listening, by shorting at this near 35,000, putting your stop loss somewhere ahead here, I think the risk reward is kind of like rewarding as well. So hopefully you guys benefit from this video, some takeaway for you guys. So next week, what am I looking at? Continue. I'm biased on the bearish side since the earnings report is continue to be guide lower. And people is really afraid of the recession to kick in. All right, I don't see right now is there any optimistic news for the market to go even higher. So I'm more biased on the downside. All right, let's take a look at Nasdaq. If state for Nasdaq, see, even worse off. Previously, I mentioned that I think I shared my Telegram midly week update on Wednesday itself. Join my Telegram group. All right, you should know. I didn't open up my Telegram tab, so you can see. So I mentioned from here, it didn't cover. I thought that it previously you will cover, right? I assumed that it will actually have some cover before it write down, but it didn't. It came even lower. All right. So where am I targeting? I think I mentioned around 12,500. This area, this second area, this is where am I looking, and I shared in the Telegram group lah. So hopefully, it came to where I'm looking at. I got no crystal ball. Just play around with my plan. All right, you need the trading plans. People who don't know how to do trade setup, trading plans, risk reward, join my telegrams. I will give take profit, stop loss sometimes, even though for the public channel, you will still be benefit from there as well. All right, so next we will be looking at gold. I mentioned gold as well, and I kind of confidence that gold will revisit the 2000 trench mark once again. So this is what I shared. Even though I shared guaranteed will hit 2000, it didn't hit last week, but we never know will it hit again. All right, but I'm looking at 2000. At current situations, it shouldn't have an issue to go 2000 unless some big player is listen to my video. They're trying to stop what I'm predicting, right? Okay, so otherwise, I'm looking at next target at 2000 for gold. All right, so next counter, just to recap, which I mentioned, kraft. I mentioned long ago in my private telegrams, right all the way since here, continue to go higher, target 45, 44. All right, we shall see. This is just to recap for people who are still into it. Continue to hold on to it. All right, continue to hold on and enjoy the profit. Okay, next counter. The market is dropped, but craft go up. Why defense counter, right? Consumer, it is a defensive counter. All right, next we are looking at so what happened to Twitter. Interesting, Twitter. Okay, so this is what being played. So buy shares, Elon Musk come in, go higher, come down, take over, cap up. As you can see, this is the day chart. Volume is high. It kept up over here. People thought that you will go to $50+ because this is what 40 plus or 50 plus. I think it offered. Let's take a look. So sorry, 43 millions to buy at a price of. Let's see. I think there's some price given. I can't remember. Alright, I'm so sorry. I can't remember what is the price lah. So you guys can go and divide 43 divided by the shares. You should know share price. Okay, but anyway, this is what happened. It kept up, but it came down because you wanna go through, right? You wanna go through. So I think highly chances that it might cover the gap, or otherwise Elon Musk come out and talk big again. Alright, so this is a very highly speculate. I will just stay aside. No point, right? Next counter, couple of counter, like I mentioned, is actually on the chip technology side. Why? Firstly, we know that TSM is also similar to this is what I mentioned. Alright, supported, but it came down. So right now for this counter, right, just be aware. Why? Firstly, this counter break the major support. Alright, break the major support. Oh, badly. Revisit, become resistant, S turn R. True or not? So right now, come down, earnings last week, Thursday, good. You can see, good. All right, above, surprise, above the estimate, right? Good. Market, how does it react? Market, gap up, come down. Okay, so it still be resisted by this area. All right, so this open the door as we can see what is going to happen for the US side. All right, for people who want to short, this is a perfect counter for the short as well. This is your stop loss. This is your, where is your next level? I mean, you can look at using Fibonacci level retracement, or you can see this is like a double top T images somewhere here. All right, I just do Picasso drawing. You guys better go and measure the length by yourself. All right, I might be optimistic. Might drop to $80 or even 90. All right, for a bit more, not that aggressive, we shall see 90. Otherwise, 80 is possible. All right. So this is depend on the demands, on the chip supply. We are still shortage of the chip as well. Okay, so this bring me to couple of counter AMD. Like I say, chip is barely done. It break a lot of support right now. Okay, AMD. This one. See, one up trend supported. Break. Very crucial. That's why I circled here previously. I mentioned used to be resistance. All right, used to be resistant. Become support, break support. All right, so it's very crucial for AMD right now. All right, this candle on last week is not fantastic at all. It's not fantastic. All right, so we are looking for more downside or AMD. All right, this is what I'm looking at. I just briefly draw lah. I'll just tell you my side is underweight on this counter. Where is the TP? You guys can follow my telegram or join my private telegram as well. So next counter which I'm mentioning, I'm looking at is actually NVDA. Sorry, it's strong, big counter. Yeah, like I said. All right, so okay, so this is what I'm looking at. So this is what I bet. All right, this is what I bet with my friends. I'm seeing that 180 for NVIDIA. If it break, we are looking at 120. This is what I told Tim previously. I'm not going to write down unless people listen to this video. You guys get it. Otherwise, you don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm not going to write down. This is I'm looking at. It's going to break. It's going to break the support soon. I think next week, high chances. Okay, the market might continue to dip. Okay, so commodity side is pretty good. Beside oil, beside what I'm looking at silver. It seems like there's some movement on the weekly chart, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, silver. Okay, so supported by the moving average right now. Shall we see the next high? $30 revisit. It has been consolidating at a sideway for silver. So up, pull back, just nice. We are looking for the next leg. Alright, so $30 still my target. This is what I'm looking at silver. Okay, big counter, Baba. This counter, if you read the news, one of the fund house actually sell it away lah. Right, they cut half of their holdings, making huge losses. But sometimes you have to cut. You have to cut. All right, you have to cut. You have to cut. I think it's been eyed by the Chinese government as well. Baba, one trend down since the fail of the IPO of the Ant Financials has been marked by the regulations is coming down. All right, might revisit the low at $80. Otherwise, we shall see 60 next. All right, it's a good company. It's a good company. I like it a lot. I wanted to pick it up as well, but all right. Long story short, regulations play a part. Okay, last counter for today. Let's see what shall we see. Last counter. Oh yeah, I mentioned right. We shall go through some of the bank counter first. So bank counter. Can we see JP Morgan's? The earnings is not performing well. And therefore it closed rate. All right, the earnings is not performing well. And for Goldman Sachs, even though earnings report is good, gap up, high volume, but it closed below. All right, or perhaps it closed where the closing price on last week, the day before. So we are still at the mm, overall major uptrend, but intermediate we might at the sorry. Okay, intermediate we might still at the downside. So just be aware of the counter itself. Okay, I guess that's all for my this week weekly market update. So stay tuned to my Telegram group. Seriously, I will post some question over there soon. Hopefully you guys can vote for me on some questions so I know how to make my video better, how to make it more interesting, more education purpose. So you guys, it's more like not just tips itself. You guys really learn how to trade as well. All right, stay tuned. Enjoy your long weekend. Bye bye, everyone.